the doctor and the senator. Dr. Bashir may have intended to kill me, or he may have intended to save me. There's no way to know for certain. As for Senator Kretak, we all know she's an ambitious woman. It is entirely possible she would welcome my death, especially if it meant her being elevated to the continuing committee in my place.
That is a lie, Koval. I was trying to save your life.
Then you're simply a fool. You let a Starfleet intelligence officer manipulate you into committing an act of treason.
It is the finding of this committee that Senator Kretak has conspired to commit treason against the state, sentence to be determined at a later date. Dr. Bashir will be returned to the Bellerophon. Mr. Sloan is remanded to the custody of the Tal Shiar for further interrogation. No! Come in. Admiral. Doctor. Feeling better, sir? Much. Dr. Frame tells me that I should take it easy for a few days, but paperwork waits for no man. What can I do for you? I have a question. Where's Sloan? Sloan's dead? Admiral. Where's Sloan? If we're going to have this discussion, then it's off the record. But before I answer your question, answer mine. How did you know? The man Koval described was not the same man who recruited me into Section 31. Anyone clever enough to pull the wool so completely over my eyes wouldn't have been caught by the Romulans so easily. There had to be another explanation. And then I remembered that you were the one who planted the idea in my head that Sloan had an accomplice. You were the one who didn't want to tell the Romulans that there was an assassination plot. You were the one who issued the orders preventing me from contacting Deep Space Nine. And when the time came to arrest Sloan, you conveniently had an aneurysm, leaving me alone, with no one to turn to for help except Kretak. And as I realized your involvement, the rest began to fall into place. Where is he? I don't know. He's alive, isn't he? He was supposed to be beamed away a split second before the phaser beam hit him. Whether it worked or not, I couldn't say. How long has Koval been working for Starfleet? He's been providing the Federation with critical military intelligence for over a year. When he started working with Section 31, I don't know. But in any case, we have our mole, working for us at the top levels of Romulan government. Good for us. And what about your friend, Senator Kretak? What's going to happen to her? Dismissed from the Senate? Definitely. Imprisoned? Most likely. Executed? I hope not. You set her up. She was an innocent woman, and you let Sloan destroy her. Why? She believed in the Alliance. She was on our side. No, she wasn't. I told you before, Julian, she's a patriot, which means if it serves the interest of the Romulans to negotiate a separate peace with the Dominion, Kretak would push that option. And believe me, the Dominion would like nothing more than to make a deal with the Romulans right now. So Koval becomes your guarantee that that does not happen. And as a man who was nearly killed for his anti-Federation activities, his recommendation to stay in the war becomes all the more convincing. That's the general idea. And how long have you worked for Section 31? I don't. Just a temporary lines, is it?
Something like that.
You don't see anything wrong with what happened, do you?
I don't like it. But I've spent the last year and a half of my life ordering young men and young women to die. I like that even less.
That's a glib answer. And a cheap way to avoid the fact that you've trampled on the very thing that those young men and women are out there dying to protect. Does that not mean anything to you?
Enter Arma. Einem Sealant Legis.
In time of war, the law falls silent. Cicero. So is that what we have become? A 24th century Rome, driven by nothing other than the certainty that Caesar can do no wrong.
This conversation never happened. You're dismissed.
Are you expecting applause? Have you come to take a bow?
I just wanted to say thank you.
For what? Allowing you to manipulate me so completely.
Being a decent human being. That's why we selected you in the first place, Doctor. We needed somebody who wanted to play the game, but who'd only go so far. When the time came, you stood your ground. You did the right thing. You reached out to an enemy, you told her the truth. You tried to stop a murder. Federation needs men like you, Doctor. Men of conscience, men of principle. Men who can sleep at night. You're also the reason Section 31 exists. Someone has to protect men like you from a universe that doesn't share your sense of right and wrong.
Should I feel sorry for you? Should I be weeping over the burden you are forced to carry in order to protect the rest of us?
It is an honor to know you, Doctor. Good night.
Shared security. Odo here. Never mind. My mistake.
Just south of the Yolta River. I was there the other day.
I thought you went to a conference in Locanta.
I did, but afterwards Vedek Oren wanted me to visit his monastery. We took a transport across the mountains. The sun was just going down, and the entire valley was shimmering in the light. And I said to myself, this is the place. This is where I'm going to build my house.
I've heard you talk that way before.
Oh, no, this is not just talk. As of this morning, all of this land belongs to me.
You're serious?
12 hectares. I'm going to start building as soon as the war is over. We'll have a place that we can visit anytime we want.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe someday I'll retire here.
Oh, I could see you now, sitting in your rocking chair, watching the sunset over the mountains every night, wondering where you put your teeth.
just like my great-great-grand.